And please be patient with the process, but you have to participate. It is your right to participate, and you need to demand that your voice be heard.
Joe and I are thrilled and honored to be here to support this incredible woman, Senator Kamala Harris. And we're equally excited to spend time with some of our dear friends from the cast of the Avengers. Shockingly, it feels like the fate of the universe is once again on the line. But this is a group of people, and that includes everyone on this call, who, when it comes to making things right, we're going to do whatever it takes. When we were growing up in Cleveland, our dad, Basil, was active in local Democratic politics. And it was through him that we first learned the meaning of public service, the principle that an elected official is there to first and foremost serve the American public. Like all of you, I look forward to electing a president whose moral and ethical code includes putting the interests of the American people ahead of his own, kind of like Captain America.
Yeah, the stakes really couldn't be much higher right now. We are all in the fight of our lives. Democracy is at stake, and we have to band together, all of us, to preserve the very principles on which this amazing country was founded. But beyond the big global picture, this is truly a very personal election for you and I. I have 4 kids, you have 2 kids, and this is our chance to help elect a pair of leaders that our kids can look up to. Joe and Kamala genuinely care about our children and their futures. They have the proper experience to run a country as diverse and complex as America. They support civil discourse. They will work together with others, not shun them. They will celebrate our differences, not actively divide us at every chance they get. And most importantly, voting for Joe and Kamala is an opportunity for all of us to show our children that we stand on the side of decency.
Very well said, Joe. I can't believe that we're actually going to be speaking with Senator Harris here in a few minutes, who, by the way, is a huge Avengers fan and Black Panther fan. But first, let's introduce our Avenger friends and answer some audience questions. And when Senator Harris joins later, we're going to hear about her favorite Marvel characters and movies, and we'll play some trivia to see if we can stump her. And who knows, perhaps at some point, an unannounced Avenger may be dropping by.
Well, that's intriguing. I wonder who that could be. All right, let's bring in our first Avenger, Zoe Saldana. Zoe, how are you? Where are you zooming in from today?
I am in Los Angeles. So, yeah, just enjoying this warm weather in the middle of winter. I know that a lot of you guys can't say the same, but at least the weather's nice, among other things that are falling apart. But that's why we're here.
It is great to see you. We miss you. Can you tell us, has there been any upsides to quarantine for you? Anything that's come out of it, family time, new skills that you've developed, anything, any upsides?
Oh my God. Yes, yes. You know, as you guys know, I'm a mother of 3 beautiful boys. And so getting to spend quality time with my family, with my children and my husband and my near family has been truly, truly a blessing. Skills that I've mastered. I am an expert at tie-dye. I realize that I do have it in me to be a first grade teacher sometimes. And I've become a snack master.
I think I need a tie-dye shirt from you. If you're up.
I'll get one.
Now, quick question. Have you voted yet? And if you haven't, what's your voting plan?
I did. I voted online. By mail. Amazing. And I did it a week and a half ago, and I'm super excited. I drove it to the mailbox. I put it in there myself. I almost shed a tear, but I did make a prayer. So that was a good thing. It was a very emotional day.
Incredible. Also joining us today, Zoe, a very dear friend of ours and yours, Mr. Chris Evans. Can we bring Chris in?
Hey, what's going on, Team Extreme?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good, man. Good. Awesome. We got a big question for you because everyone's been asking, how is Dodger?
He's great. He's lying over at the just outside the room. Yeah, he's great. He's great. Him and I have been he might be getting a little sick of me. You know, we spend every waking second together now. So even though I enjoy the FaceTime I get with him, he may be looking for just old trips to the dog park that we just can't do anymore.
How'd you come up with the name Dodger?
Oh, sorry,
How'd I come up with Dodger? You know, I get a lot of flack for this because everyone's like, oh, I thought you're from Boston. It has nothing to do with the Dodgers. When I first saw him, he was at a shelter, and I said, man, he really looks like the dog Dodger from, I don't know if you ever saw Oliver and Company, a bit of a deep cut. It's an animated film from the, I think, early 90s, maybe late 80s. But there was a character who's, you know, the artful Dodger, and he looked like Dodger. And I said, man, he really looks like that dog Dodger. And then I was thinking of other names, but I just couldn't get that one out of my head. And I just thought, you know what? I'm not going to push this one around. I'm just going to let it stick.
And we know you're a big animated movie fan and musical film fan. Have you been catching up on any of those movies during quarantine?
No, I really haven't been, actually. I've been doing a lot of camping, a lot of hiking, trying to be outside as much as I can. I know every single hiking trail within a 30-mile radius of my house now. And I mean, I'm an East Coast guy, so I love this time of year. It's a beautiful time to be hiking.
That's great. And have you voted yet, Chris? And if not, what is your voting plan?
I have not voted yet. I just dropped my thing in the mail last week, so any day now I'm sure my vote by mail thing is going to show up. But yeah, that's the plan.
Amazing. Okay, great. So now we're going to bring in another Avenger for all of you, and another very dear friend of all of ours, Miss Scarlett Johansson. Let's bring in Scarlett.
Hey. Oh no.
Oh, look at her. Beautiful as always.
That literally, we lost her iPad, I'm sure, right?
That was that moment here. So sorry.
Scarlett was telling us right before we all got on that she was at 2% on her iPad. It was plugged in, but
I think I saw a flash of her, though. It was quick. It was brief. That's all you get, though. She keeps you wanting more, you know? It makes you lean in.
Let's see if we get her back in a minute. We're going to go to our next Avenger, Paul Rudd. Can we bring in Paul Rudd? Hey, there he is.
And
I'm fully charged, guys. fully charged.
Rudd, how has life been during quarantine? How are you doing, man?
It's been pretty good. I gotta say, it's been pretty good. You know, considering it's awful everywhere. I've been with my family, and that's been really nice. I mean, all the standard answers. I think that we've been able to spend time with our loved ones, and that's been something I will always treasure. I've been building shelves and things like that. I've been trying to do projects around the house that I've put off for a few years. And what else? I bought a popcorn machine.
You love popcorn?
no, I hate
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Oh, yeah, it's great. I got one of those old-timey popcorn machines, but it showed up all smashed and dented. But it still works.
Now, you and Evans and I all play in a fantasy football league together. How's your season going?
Right. Well, it's going all right. I know I lost to Ryan Reynolds, but I was saying by 4 points last night because for some reason, when the Cowboys were on the 1 yard line and it was first down, they decided to throw the ball 3 times instead of giving it to Ezekiel Elliott. So I hate the Cowboys.
I tweaked out a win against you by 1 point, didn't I? Was it last week that I got you?
Last week we played and you won by 1 point.
Yeah.
Because I forgot to change my kicker. Well, I didn't realize that Young Wei Koo hurt his groin.
You're on a 2-game losing streak here, Paul. You got to turn around, man.
I really got to turn it around.
Have you voted yet, sir?
I've not voted yet. I'm voting in upstate New York this weekend. I'm doing early voting, and I'm doing voting in person. I wanted to go and actually do it in person, and so that starts on Saturday, and I'll be going to vote. Right down the ticket. All blue.
I just got word, Paul, that we got Scarlett back. So we're going to bring her in now. We're going to add her to this.
Hey!
Hi.
Hey there, she is.
Hi, Scarlett.
Hello.
How's it going? I'm very lo-fi over here.
Yeah. Scarlett, how you doing? Where you zooming in from?
I am in Long Island, yeah, I've been here since March. So it's a beautiful time of year here. Lots of fall foliage. I feel very thankful to be in a very beautiful place, and that's where I am. Yeah.
And how's quarantine been for you? Anything notable you want to talk about? Any skills you've developed? Time you spent with friends and family?
Let's see. I don't know that there's much notable. Which is a good thing. I've been really fortunate to spend a lot of time with my family. I have a 6-year-old daughter who, I've been spending tons and tons of quality time with, which is wonderful. I have been cooking a lot, which I find very comforting. And I've been watching a lot of movies. I've been watching a lot of shows, and reading and developing stuff for production and all that good stuff.
And Scarlett, have you voted yet?
I have not. Oh, sorry. I have not voted yet. I'm going to be voting in person next week. I'm very excited about voting in person, and I'm going to take my daughter with me, and we are going to vote together.
That's awesome. That's amazing. I mean, if there's any powerful component that's come out of the quarantine, it is certainly reconnecting with your family.
For sure.
All right, we've got another Avenger here on deck. It's the Incredible Hulk himself. Well, now Professor Hulk, Mark Ruffalo.
Friends.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, Mark.
How you doing? I miss you guys.
Oh,
We miss
buddy.
you, Mark.
So good to see you.
Hey, Mark,
So
where are
happy
you
you're-
zooming in?
What is it?
Where are you zooming in from, Mark?
I'm in the Catskills in the ancestral land of the Lenape and Munsee Native people.
Wow.
It's a mouthful.
I gotta say, Mark, so happy you're here because you're an inspiration to all of us. Your political activism has always been so inspiring and exciting and necessary. So thanks. I know that has an effect on everybody.
Thank you, man. That means a lot to me. Thank you. We're all doing our bit.
Mark, how's your quarantine been? What can you tell us a little bit about what you've been up to?
Well, I mean, after getting over the extreme paranoia and wiping down every box and every package that came into the house, and just the utter just being devastated. I did get to spend a lot of time with my teens, who at this point in their life, I was pretty sure I wasn't going to see them again until their 20s. But now they've been forced to stay with me, and that's been really beautiful. I had a nice garden, little Italian garden, and been bike riding and doing this stuff, doing all the political stuff for this election, this big important election.
And Mark, have you voted yet? Speaking of the election, have you voted?
I have. Sonny and I, we got our absentee ballots because our place is in the city, so we're up here now. But we got our absentee ballots. We sat together and filled them out and put our little naked ballots in their little secrecy envelopes, followed all the directions, and sent them off as soon as we got them, so as not to be disqualified or to have our votes be thrown out in any way possible.
That's awesome. We've got our last Avenger here, but certainly not least. He was having a little technical difficulties, but we've got him. Mr. Don Cheadle is here, everyone, to join us. Don, are you there?
Look at that mustache.
What's up, man? You like the little 50s joint I got working? Thank you.
Look
Thank
at
you.
that stash, buddy. Looking good.
Yes, bro.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Don,
What's going on?
is that a personal choice or is that for your role?
It's for my role. No, I just wanted to rock it. No, it's for my role. I'm actually in Detroit right now, in the greater Detroit area. I rolled the dice and came to work on a film, and everything's been, pretty 100 so far. So we're very fortunate.
And how's your quarantine been otherwise? A lot of time with family?
Yeah, mostly all of my time with wifey, with Bridget, and the kids kind of close by. They're the people that we get to see a lot. It's been honestly heavy at times. There was a very significant loss in our family due to COVID, and that hit everybody really hard. But it's great that we've all were able to come around one another and support one another, and it really lets you know what's important, not only in your life, but what's really at stake in this election, and what we really need to make sure that we get correct. So it's been joy and pain, but that's what life is, right?
Yeah, we're sorry to hear that, Tom.
I appreciate it.
Have you had an opportunity to cast your vote yet?
I did. I voted. Bridget actually came out and visited, which was great. And just like Mark, we sat down and did the whole absentee ballot together. And she took it back with her to LA and made sure she didn't put it in a fake mailbox. And I think we're all good.
All right, good. Well, we have a bunch of fun stuff planned for all of you today. But first, we're going to open it up to some questions that are coming from our incredible donors who are joining us today. And I want to just say that miss all of you dearly. Love you guys. I'm so glad and proud that we're all here together. Let's kick this off with our first question. Anth, I believe you have a question for Don.
Yeah, the question is for Don. So this is Amanda from Montana, and she asks, Hi, Don. Much love to you. My question for you is, what is something that you have learned about yourself throughout the pandemic and that you will take with you if or when things return to normal?
I just think the importance of being real with yourself and being clear with yourself and letting yourself feel the thing.
I don't know. How do I do that? Tell me how to do that.
Hello? Oh, I'm sorry. Someone's talking to me. Go sideways. I think that's the most important thing. Just kind of being honest with yourself and letting yourself go through the feelings and not trying to shut things out and leaning on your friends.
Can I ask you a question?
We've all different times gotten to connect, and it's been great, and it's really helped a lot.
That's amazing, Don.
Great answer, Don.
Sorry.
Even though Scarlett tried to sabotage
Scarlett's in her own conversation.
Scarlett's answer?
I think Scarlett wanted to answer that question.
This is just like set.
It's a very lo-fi production over here. I'm sorry. I live in the woods. I'm sorry.
Okay, we got a question coming for you, Scarlett. I think, Chris, do you have a question for Rudd?
Oh, yeah, I do. Rudd, this was a question from, it's going to be such a good question. Hang on. I remember it. I can't remember who asked it. I wish I could, but I can't.
Matthew from Michigan wants to know.
Matthew from Michigan wanted to know. Is this the one about Rush?
Yes.
Joe? All right, so Matthew from Michigan. Matthew from Michigan wanted to know what is Scott Lang's favorite Rush, and you know what? What's Scott Lang's favorite Rush song, and what's your favorite Rush song?
Ooh, this is a tricky one. Well, I would say for Scott Lang, he loves ants. He's familiar with ants, and an ant's body is subdivided into 3 parts: head, abdomen, and thorax. So I'd probably go with subdivisions.
Okay.
Okay. Scarlett, we're going to let Rudd take this one.
And then I'm going to defer to my favorite Rush song for Scarlett. Scarlett, what do you think? What would my favorite Rush song be?
Scarlett, you seem to.
Is there a Rush song called "Don't Interrupt Me"?
Please continue, Paul.
To be fair,
uninterrupted.
we should be able to close Scarlett's mic when she's not on camera, so that doesn't happen. But sorry about that.
Please, Paul, continue. What's your favorite Rush song?
Oh boy.
Paul's favorite Rush song.
I don't know. What do you think? It's a tough one to say. I can't. You know what?
Not Tom Sawyer?
I'm gonna go with Red Barchetta.
I was going to say Red Barchetta. That's my favorite Rush song. We're Cleveland guys. Yeah, Rush was
The great one, Red
Lakeside
Barchetta.
Park.
I loved it as a kid. It was the first one I think I really cottoned to.
Yeah. Scarlett, you have a question to ask.
Yes,
Chris.
I have a question.
Yeah. Yes, you have it? Are you ready?
My question is from Alejandro in California for Chris. Chris, how has playing the role of Captain America, or shall we say Steve Rogers, affected your personal life and your role in politics?
There she goes again. She's numbers.
God. I don't know. My role in politics? I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure that I have a role in politics, but you know, he's a very good man. He sets the bar very high. So it's a privilege to play such a good man. It's hard to not take a little piece of it home with you. You stay in that headspace all day. And I suppose he's someone that you kind of measure yourself against, you know, and like I said, he sets the bar pretty high. So you end up feeling bad about yourself most of the time. But you know, it's a good character to look up to and aspire to and kind of try to model your behavior after, because he certainly puts everybody and everything before himself.
But you've always been politically active. You were politically active before you took the role. So.
Sure. I mean, you know, I suppose. I mean, it's tough right now because, you know, I have strong political opinions, but what I see happening right now, as I'm sure we all see it happening, is that we're just such a divided country, and not to, you know, start throwing bombs this early in this thing, but I think the fish, you know, rots from the head down. And I think, you know, we certainly have someone who is actively trying to divide us. So my involvement in politics these days is more about trying to just get people engaged and just try to, you know, I think a lot of people are turning off because it is such a vitriolic, divisive landscape right now. So the task that I've kind of dedicated myself towards is to just try and return to a place of civil discourse and you know, finding commonality as opposed to finding where we disagree, just to make government work the way it's supposed to work. And that only happens with engagement.
Here, Chris. Totally in agreement. And I want to thank everyone in the audience that has sent in questions. And I want to thank you, our dear friends, for answering them. But it's crazy to think that the last time we were all together, we were pretending to save the universe, and now we get to be together with someone that is actually trying to do it in real life.